ride across the stars to help E.T. return to save his home planet.
E.T. Adventure is one of the most beloved rides at Universal Studios Florida, but there's a lot of details that a lot of guests never notice. And after my most recent visit, and a few conversations with team members, I realized how much has flown under the radar that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about online. I'm Universal Doves, and today we're going to be diving into 10 deep cut secrets you probably didn't know about the attraction. The original voices of E.T.'s friends. I'm sure you're familiar with the iconic lines that E.T.'s friends say when you heal him, but what if I told you it wasn't always like that? In the early years of the attraction, they actually made noises rather than speaking complete English. First, I'm going to play a clip of what it sounds like right now, and then I'll play a clip of what it sounded like in the early years.
Diddly. Ouch. Welcome home. You return to Magdal.
You have saved our planet! Come, celebrate with us!
Diddly. Ouch.
Original celebration music. Similar to the last entry, the celebration music on the Green Planet was completely different than it is now. Once again, I'm going to play the new one compared to the old one. Michael Jackson tributes. You might have heard a fun rumor that there's a mannequin based off Michael Jackson hidden in plain sight. Before the big city flyover scene, if you look on the bottom left police car in the driver's seat, you'll see that there's a mannequin that suspiciously looks like him. It's really hard to catch on camera, but this TikTok is the best footage I can find. To further support this, there's a sign in the queue called Jackson Springs, which isn't particularly hard to believe considering that it's said that Steven Spielberg and Michael Jackson were close friends, and he also loved E.T. as well. Magdal is flower scented. According to multiple team members, the Magdal animatronic is said to have a flower scent built into it. Typically, a guest would never smell this while riding the attraction, but those who have walked it said that it has a floral smell, and told me that the current animatronic is potentially from Universal Japan, where that feature may have originally come from. I was also told that Magdal can sing independently from the ride audio, and that there's a video online somewhere that's super old. I personally couldn't find it, but if you guys have any leads, please let me know. Additionally, it's also said that there's a Japanese Magdal poster in the team member break room. There's no photos of it, but just cool to know. Lost queue lighting plans. If you were lucky enough to experience this attraction in its early years, you may remember that the queue of the forest was much darker in lighting, which made it moodier compared to how it is today. Well, you see, this change wasn't intentional. According to a team member, the original blueprints for the queue no longer exist, as they've been playing around with the lighting for years now in hopes to get it right. So much so, that they've even gotten Steven Spielberg to come and consult on the lighting. Pete's Place. You may have noticed a sign reading Pete's Place at the very start of the attraction on the treehouse. Interestingly, Pete isn't a character from the original film though, which suggests the name was created specifically for the attraction. But, during a forest tour, a team member told me that it's a tribute to a former Universal creative, Pete, who had major contributions to the ride, and it's their way of honoring his legacy. ADA Spaceship Ride Vehicles. Back in the early days of the attraction, there was a unique ADA disability ride vehicle that resembled a spaceship that was completely enclosed. Although the concept was cool, the execution was poor because it was hard to see out of them since they weren't open air like the bikes. Interestingly though, Botanicus still brings them up in the queue spiel.
Bring him in a spaceship or carry him on your bikes. But Bring him home.
Hidden Q critters and effects. I brought these up in a previous video, but these personally mean a lot to me. The Q is home to some really cool effects that can be easily missed. There are 2 animatronic bunnies as a callback to the opening of the original film. There's one across the first express sign, and there's also one above the entrance to the abandoned mineshaft. On Reddit, someone claims that a tour guide told them that one of the bunnies is nicknamed Luke Skyhopper, a parody of Luke Skywalker of course. There are also 2 animatronic owls whose heads turn and eyes glow yellow. They're harder to see in the natural light, but if you kindly ask a team member, they might shine a light on it for you. Lastly, there's a great effect where E.T.'s glowing red heart runs through the forest where you can hear his footsteps and distant screams. This is how it looks. Real NASA spacesuits. In the Q, the NASA spacesuits are actually real and donated. These are A7L spacesuits and are extremely valuable. There are 2 in the queue and one at the beginning of the ride holding the camera. Secret passport entries. Last but not least, there are hidden names that you can use for your passport so that ET can call them out at the end. Names like Wakabayashi, meaning forest spirit, Alan Savannah, who are news reporters, and Skipper, a tribute to a beloved team member. Even though adding new names is against the rules, they made an exception for him because of his passing. And that's going to be everything for today. If you enjoy this type of content, feel free to subscribe and leave a like as it really helps out the channel. I also appreciate you sticking with me through my sick flu voice and making it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching Dove Studios, where there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.